Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 2023 Texas High School Lacrosse League Championships. You are looking live at SP Leslie Field in Coppell, Texas, as Game On Sports Network brings you live exclusive coverage of today's Texas High School Lacrosse League Class B state semifinal between the Austin Westlake B Chaparrals and the Round Rock Westwood Warriors. Alongside Jim Dixon, this is Brian Shackelford welcoming you to today's Class B state semifinal at Leslie Field. And Jim, following a journey that began 4 months ago with practices in freezing weather, 3 months of Texas High School Class B lacrosse, and 2 rounds of playoffs, the Final Four are here in Coppell, Texas this weekend. These two teams now ready to battle for a spot in tomorrow's Class B championship game.
Yeah, I mean, if the weather hadn't heated up the turf, that last game sure did. And, I mean, it's playoff time, and these guys, doesn't matter how you got here, you got here. And I'm looking forward to another great matchup.
And for those of you who just missed our previous game in the Class A state semifinal between the Bel Air Episcopal Knights and the Cypress United Club, it was Bel Air Episcopal with the golden goal in double overtime to secure the victory 12-11, and they will advance to face off against the Kincaid Falcons. The Kincaid Falcons with a game-winning goal with 6 seconds to play over Lake Travis by a score of 7-6. And that sets up your Class A state championship tomorrow at high noon right here on Game On Sports Network between the Kincaid Falcons and the Episcopal Houston Knights. But with this game now, we move to Class B, as in this first of 2 state semifinals, the Round Rock Westwood Club will face off against Austin Westlake B squad. And at this time, folks, we'll step aside for our national anthem. And with our national anthem concluded here at SP Leslie Field, let's take a look at these two teams. The Round Rock Westwood Warriors come into the 2023 Class B playoffs as the number 1 seed. Both of these teams from the Austin area, these two high schools, less than 10 miles apart as the crow flies in the Austin area, as Round Rock Westwood finished in second place in Class B Central with a 6-1 record. They are 15-1 overall this season. Their lone loss this season was to the Class B Central champion TMI Episcopal squad by a score of 20-9. As TMI Episcopal, although they won the district, the Panthers were demoted to the 4th seed in the playoffs based on overall record. The Austin Westlake B squad is the number 7 seed here in the 2023 playoffs, also from the Austin area. They finished in 4th place in Class B Central with a 4-3 record, 10-6 overall on the season. And most disturbing, if you're a Westlake B Chaparrals fan, you take a look, Jim, at the previous meeting between these two squads just 3 weeks ago, as Round Rock Westwood thoroughly defeated Austin Westlake B by a score of 21-1. And you would think the B squad Chaparrals are going to do everything in their power to avoid a similar fate here this afternoon.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know that you could stem the tide. I mean, Westwood just look, they play a physical game. They are some big players, and it's a big physical club, and we'll see how it matches up. And Obviously the heat's going to contribute to this. The weather's going to contribute. Although it's a beautiful day, it's supposed to be. I don't know. They said rain.
Yes, we do.
Rain.
We do have a thunderstorm watch in the area, folks, so we'll keep an eye on the weather as this game progresses, as we're just about set to get started in the 214 lacrosse circle. And the face-off for today's game, the opening face-off brought to you by 214 Lacrosse Club. Austin Westlake yields the opening draw to Round Rock Westwood, and within 8 seconds, a goal for the Warriors.
Yeah, I mean it was just wide open, and I like the shot off the face-off. But if you have momentum, you just take it, keep going. The worst thing that could happen is they make a save off the shot, but obviously that's not the case here.
And the opening goal charging straight downfield for the score. That's number 16, Ryan Wyrick. And now the face-off once again in the 214 lacrosse circles, picked up by number 13, Bodie Bradley. Bradley taking the ball into X, controlled by number 17, Ryan Greta. As right back on the job go the Westwood Warriors. And you can see, Jim, why this squad finished with such a strong record, only one loss on the season, as they have a goal here in the first 10 seconds of today's state semifinal.
Yeah, I mean, they handle the ball well. They push the ball around. They can work on the perimeter. But the key thing is that they don't make a lot of mistakes.
And that shot wide of goal will be brought back into play by the Warriors, as they have 28 remaining on the shot clock, barely a minute gone here in the first quarter, and the Westwood Warriors already with a 1-goal lead. A whistle on the far side by the officiating crew, and while we have a moment, let's introduce today's officiating crew for you. In this Class B state semifinal, your referee this afternoon, Mr. Tom Jank. The umpire today, Mr. Trey Foster, and the field judge this afternoon, Ashley Gorham. Westwood will maintain possession as we put the ball back into play now with 10:50 remaining in the first quarter. A shot and a second goal in as many shots by Ryan Wyrick. And the senior attackman for Westwood having his way here in the opening 75 seconds of the game.
Yeah, Wyrick, I mean, you got to account for him, but he takes a nice shot into a narrow lane in through the backside. I mean, basically the Westlake goalie just really didn't even catch up for it.
And that replay brought to you by Groovy Hughes, your one-stop shop for paint and power washing. And a whistle procedure call on the faceoff will give the ball back once again to Round Rock Westwood.
Westwood's gonna set up on the perimeter, work the ball around, take their time, look for the matchups that they're looking for, and just take advantage of those opportunities when they come available after they've created them.
A shot there from point blank range by number 17, Ryan Greta. And the ball will go out of bounds, possession to Westwood.
Yeah, Westlake's got to get clear here, pulling doubles in transition.
And the Westlake B Chaparrals now with their first opportunity on offense here in this game, as they'll start up top with number 16, Jack Sinclair, and number 17, Kenyon Thatcher. This B squad comprised completely of freshmen and sophomores as they take on a 4-year squad here from Round Rock Westwood. And judging from the play all season long by the Westwood Warriors, it looks like they may be this year's candidate to follow in the steps of Keller Lacrosse and be promoted from Class A, or from Class B rather, if they are able to move on to the championship and win. First, a goal here by number 11, William Twardowski, as Twardowski gets the Westlake B Chaparrals on the board. It's tied at 1.
Yeah, Kardowski. We'll see here on the there we go on the replay. Little sloppy play on the ground ball. Kardowski just reaches in and just catches the Westwood goalie just kind of a little down low on the pipes and drops it in. I think he had designs on coming out possibly if the ball got kicked free.
And as I was stating earlier, with this, if they continue the dominant performance they've had all season, and Round Rock Westwood moves through and wins the Class B championship, they will probably follow in the steps of Keller Lacrosse, as Keller Lacrosse did last year, and get promoted from Class B to Class A for the 2024 season.
And and they have a good set of seniors contributing on this squad, but you have a lot of underclassmen, and I don't feel that to be an unfair promotion or an unfair ask.
And now once again, Westwood diving in. Is that a goal?
Yeah.
It is indeed. And with 8:43 remaining here in the first quarter, that is already a hat trick for number 16, Ryan Wyrick. And Jim, it looks like all of the offense this afternoon for the Warriors is going to flow through number 16 in white today.
Yeah, he's definitely a kid you have to account for, but he's one that'll push the ball around and make others around him a little bit better. And
there's the 214 Lacrosse face-off cam, as the face-off brought to you by 214 Lacrosse Club. That quick shot off the post by number 22, Chase Griffin. And Westwood will reset. That shot coming off the post, bouncing way back out near midfield. And the Warriors now control on the near side once again. Number 22, Chase Griffin with control. He'll go across, a shot. Did that bink inside? It did. And I'm going to sound like a broken record this afternoon. That's 4 goals now for Ryan Wyrick. And we're not even 4 minutes into this game.
Yeah, Wyrick used every square inch of the goal on that shot. You heard it hit the iron and go in. But excellent shooting on the perimeter into a narrow goal face.
And the replay there brought to you by Groovy Hughes, your one-stop shop for paint and power washing. Back to the 214 Lacrosse face-off cam. As the face-off won by number 28, Brad Wittenberg, the Fogo specialist for Westwood. And Westwood will control once again. They'll work back in X this time. In X for the Warriors, number 17, Ryan Greta. As Wyrick in his standard position, goal line extended on the far side. The Westwood Warriors in all white today with the burnt orange numerals, the white pants with burnt orange stripe down the side, and the Westlake B Chaparrals in the home all red uniform, shirt and shorts with the white numerals. And Round Rock Westwood shooting to the goal to your right. That is the north goal here at LP Leslie Field as you watch today on your tablet, smartphone, or computing device. And folks, we thank you for joining us here this afternoon on Game On Sports for exclusive coverage all weekend long of the 2023 Texas High School Lacrosse League State Championships. The shot clock now down to 25 for the Warriors as they continue the counterclockwise rotation. 2 men in X now. That's Griffin and Greta, both in X for the Warriors. Trying to find Wyrick up top. They'll lose the ball. And an over and back violation. This will give possession back to the Westlake B Chaparrals.
Yeah, Jones on the ground ball pickup through the defensive end, and Chaparrals set up here, working out on the perimeter and taking advantage of that momentum running downhill into the offensive zone. But you have to make quick haste on these shots and take quality shots because you're just the opportunity for a save with the way the Westwood defense plays is pretty good. So you need to you need to be very good on your shot selection in order to keep this thing manageable for Westlake.
Working on the far side, goal line extended. That's number 16, Jack Sinclair. He'll go back in X to number 1, Harper Dillon. Counterclockwise rotation also for the B Chaparrals is now in the middle. Number 3, Cameron Robeshaw is pushed down from behind. Just a foul call there, no penalty. And the B Chaparrals will have the ball back as we approach the midway point of this first quarter. They have a fresh shot clock with 80 remaining and trail 4-1. The Chaparrals back up top now. And they work on the far side once again with the freshman Jack Sinclair. Coming out of X. That errant pass. A nice block there by number 44, Jay Kashikar. As Kashikar allowed his teammate to scoop with the ball rather than going for it himself. And now the Warriors come down the near side, looking to extend their lead.
Yeah, Westwood does a lot of good things. They're great off ball. They are aggressive on ground balls. As you've seen with Wyrick so far, I mean they're outstanding on shot selection and conversion.
And the counterclockwise rotation set up once again down to 45 on the shot clock with 5:15 remaining here in the first quarter. A 4-1 lead here for Round Rock Westwood in the first quarter of this Class B state semifinal. The winner of this contest will move on to the Class B state championship. And that game will be played tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. And we'll have live coverage for you here on Game On Sports of that Class B state championship from Buddy Eccles Field tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Now racing down the middle of the field, the goalkeeper for the B Chaparrals, Grant Williamson. As Williamson starts the offense for Westlake. A nice deflection there. Great play on defense by Bodie Bradley to take that ball in transition and give Westwood possession.
Yeah, Bradley came in, used his momentum off the ground ball, goes back in through the goalie, and obviously they're very confident on their clear. And as I say that.
Yeah, an errant pass as the ball goes out of bounds. And an inbound coming up for the B Chaparrals with 4:19 remaining. The goalkeeper, Williamson, gets the ball across the timeline and into the cross of number 12, Weston Kane. Kane will start the counterclockwise rotation for the B Chaparrals coming out of X. That's number 4, Spencer Burke. Now on the near side, Jack Sinclair working with number 13, Jordan Bissett. An inside move, shot. And a save there by the goalkeeper. It's knocked wide. The shot by Spencer Burke wide, and now a scramble for the loose ball 13 yards out from goal. Recovered by the B Chaparrals, but an errant pass will take the ball back to the timeline. Kept in bounds. A nifty play there by Bennett Wilkin for the Chaparrals.
Yeah, Wilkin just kind of got his man behind him, a little reach over to keep it in the plays in the offensive zone.
And the shot over the top of goal out of bounds. And the B Chaparrals will bring the ball back into play. They have 60 on the shot clock, down to 3:17 remaining here in the first quarter. Westwood Warriors 4, Westlake B Chaparrals 1 in this Class B state semifinal. The shot from distance, a fake by Jordan Bissett. Now a jump save there by number 21, Zach McDonald. And McDonald on the quick outlet pass to Jay Kashikar. Although Kashikar loses the ball out of his cross, but still manages to get the ball across the timeline. Westwood Warriors on the attack with 2:42 to play in the first.
Yeah, Kashikar a little sloppy on the pass. It was right in his stick. Unfortunately, really only robbed him of momentum. I think they would have had a quick swing on that. And, they just go to situation normal, roll right back into the offensive zone, set it up, push it around, look for the matchup they want, and take their opportunity.
And 2:15 now remaining in the first quarter. As back up top, number 16, Ryan Wyrick. He has all 4 goals on the afternoon for the Westwood Warriors here in this semifinal. He looks to find his teammate Will Guthrie in the crease, but that shot by Guthrie, he bounces it off the top of the crossbar out of bounds, and no one there except number 5, Bennett Wilkin, on defense for the B Chaparrals. Westlake to inbound.
Yeah, and it's not that Westwood's not shooting. They have a number of shots on the day. Wyrick is just lethal on his shots and just extremely accurate. The balance of the team is taking shots. They're going to see opportunity as it comes up, but unfortunately they've been on stick so far today.
And now with 50 on the shot clock, the B Chaparrals working X with number 4, Spencer Burke. 90 seconds to play in the first quarter as that shot up top by Cameron Robeshaw goes wide. And the B Chaparrals bring the ball back into play. Robeshaw again with another shot over top of goal. And lots of work for Spencer Burke and X for the B Chaparrals. Shot clock down to 42. They'll come near side now with number 2, Brady Jones. As Jones works up top with number 12, Weston Kane. New personnel on the field. With 30 seconds remaining on the shot clock and 70 seconds to play in the first. A quick pass, a shot, and a goal low for Westlake. That's number 30, Noble Meserol. And Meserol fresh into the game for the B Chaparrals, and he gets their second goal of the match.
Yeah, I mean, with this squad, composed of sophomores and freshmen, it speaks very highly of the Westlake program. I mean, the feeder system that they have available to them is tremendous, and you're seeing in fits and starts where they're having success. Although long term against Westwood, I don't know that that's going to hold up. But yet you certainly have younger players getting a lot of advantages where they're, you have freshmen and sophomore that are looked at and leaned on to produce in a THSLL Final Four, and that speaks well to your program.
No, most definitely, especially if you have a program large enough to field 2 entire teams, as they have an A squad and a B squad that compete here in the THSLL. And as we mentioned earlier, this B squad, all freshmen and sophomores, as that shot from distance by number 28, Brad Wittenberg, bouncing off the pipe, coming all the way back out to the midfield stripe. And now the loose scramble for the ball. Picked up by the B Chaparrals as Spencer Burke will control in the final 10 seconds of this first quarter. A shot, save low by Zach McDonald. And he'll clear the ball as the horn sounds, ending our first quarter of play. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the first 12 minutes are in the books here from Leslie Field in Coppell, Texas, as Game On Sports brings you live exclusive coverage of the 2023 Texas High School Lacrosse League State Championships. And folks, your score as we go to the second quarter here at Leslie Field in Coppell. It's Westwood Warriors 4, Westlake B Chaparrals 2. We'll be back with the second quarter after this short break on Game On Sports Network.
Look forward to car shopping with Sewell because I know that the whole process is going to be seamless, comfortable, and we're going to be taken care of. Buying a car is a big life event. I just felt very relaxed through the whole process. They put us at ease. There wasn't any pressure. It really felt like we were sitting at home trying to buy a car, especially with the cookies. I drive a Sewell.
Discover our wide variety of new and certified pre-owned vehicles at Sewell Cadillac.
You've never been one to fear the unknown. That's because you've seen seasons like this come and go, just like many of your competitors. You know your outcome, stay focused, and take calculated risks, seizing opportunities when others freeze. The truth is, winter business cycles separate the good from the great, and winter is your season. Ours too. That's why for over a century, we've been honored to serve you. Vista Bank, entrepreneurs banking entrepreneurs since 1912.
And ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you back here to SP Leslie Field in Coppell, Texas, alongside Jim Dixon. This is Brian Shackelford bringing you live exclusive coverage of this Class B state semifinal, part of championship weekend here of the 2023 Texas High School Lacrosse League Championships. And Jim, as we expected here in the open, the first 12 minutes all Round Rock Westwood. As they lead here, it's Ryan Wyrick 4, Westlake B Chaparrals 2 as we start quarter number 2.
I like how you gave credit where credit's due.
Well, he's got all 4 goals on the afternoon, so we'll see if he increases his total. He has been dishing it around late in the first quarter because he had all 4 of those goals within the first 6 minutes of game time in the first quarter. And Westwood controls the faceoff to open quarter number 2. And as if on cue, the 5th goal of the match for the senior Ryan Wyrick. All of the goals here today so far for Westwood as they lead 5-2, 10 seconds into quarter number 2.
Yeah, Wyrick, I mean, he's just very fast off his first step here. He kind of crow hopped, got his slide down, created a hole, stepped through, and basically had a one-on-one shot, and just great body control, tremendous player.
And the replay there brought to you by Iron Horse Lacrosse Club. Folks, Iron Horse Lacrosse Club serving the Texas lacrosse community in DFW, Austin, and Houston in grades kindergarten through 12 for over 12 years. Tryouts for all teams for Iron Horse Lacrosse will be held in August 2023. For more details and information, Google Iron Horse Lacrosse Club. And we thank them for sponsoring today's telecast in this Class B state semifinal. The 2-1-4 lacrosse faceoff won by Westwood once again as they go back on offense. And with a lethal shot like that by Wyrick, does he have any looks or anybody looking at him to play lacrosse at the next level, Jim?
I can't imagine not. I mean, I think I think size may be a contributing factor, but I can't say that. I mean, he's very competitive against top tier talent here in the state, and he's a good player. But there's you know as well as I do, there's plenty of opportunity. There's a Division 3, 2, and 1. There's MCLA. There's a lot of opportunities for these kids that want to play on into the college ranks. And really, when it comes down to it, are you playing with playing lacrosse with your buddies and having fun and getting to continue a sport you love?
Indeed, and a shot there wide of goal, bouncing off the post by number 4, Will Guthrie, will give the B Chaparrals possession once again as they're on their first offensive possession of quarter number 2, here with 10:25 to play before halftime. A 5-2 lead for Westwood as the B Chaparrals look to trim this 3-goal deficit. They'll come back to the near side with number 16, Jack Sinclair. He's working up top with number 2, Brady Jones. A shot from goal line extended. A save there by Zach McDonald. He'll scoop up the loose ball. And McDonald saw that ball all the way into the big net. And he'll put the Westwood Warriors back on the job. An errant pass, but a nice play there to secure possession by Jay Kashikar.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great stop. The one thing is it just resulted in a 50-50 ball, not receiving the ball into the net. But I mean, just being on top of it, and the fact that Westwood, I mean, they're attacking ground balls, so they're on the defensive side, they're very attuned to what they need to do, to get the ball converted into the offensive zone.
And possession there on the shot. The ball went in, but the crease violation called first. And a lucky break there for the B Chaparrals as they now have possession. No goal on that possession for Westwood, but now an unforced error will give the Warriors back the ball very quickly.
And the Warriors are going to go out on the perimeter, set their offense, look for a matchup that they want. They're in no great hurry.
And the shot clock down to 60 with 9 minutes to play before halftime in this Class B state semifinal. And folks, we want to thank you for joining us here this afternoon on Game On Sports. Don't forget, if you're watching on YouTube, to hit that subscribe button and subscribe to all of our broadcasts coming up in 2023 on Game On Sports. Plus, don't forget to like on all of our social media platforms, as Game On Sports appreciates you watching our live coverage of the 2023 Texas High School Lacrosse League State Championships. That shot by Wyrick, the low shot going just wide of goal, that will be brought back into play by Chase Griffin, as they still have 30 on the shot clock with less than 8.5 to play before halftime.
Yeah, Wyrick cut loose, drew a late slide off a double, had 3 guys on him. The late slide got on his hands, forced the thing wide on that low shot. Other than that, he'd have been perfect on the day.
And now Wyrick 5 of 6 on shots on goal. As another errant shot on goal there, this one by Chase Griffin. As the ball brought back into play, Wyrick now working up top with 4 on the shot clock, tries to get a shot away. He'll pass instead to Brad Wittenberg, who does get a shot, but it does not draw iron or the goalie. Shot clock violation against Westwood. And the Westlake B Chaparrals take over with just under 8 minutes remaining in the second quarter.
Yeah, and as I said, Westwood is just fine passing it around, picking their shots, good, working a good shot selection, and unfortunately on that time, that shot, that possession didn't really result in anything, but it did take time off the clock, and really that's the ultimate goal is take this lead on into the fourth quarter.
And working out of X, once again Spencer Burke. The pass not looked into the cross by number 13, Jordan Bissett, but he will regroup with 49 on the shot clock as the B Chaparrals maintain possession.
Yeah, Bissett was streaking in, just took that pass a little high, and Westlake, and then Westlake has to resettle, but no big deal.
And now back up top, it's number 16, Jack Sinclair, working with William Twardowski. Twardowski has 1 goal on the afternoon for the B Chaparrals, along with number 30, Noble Mesereau, as they trail 5-2 here in the second quarter. That shot just wide.
Yeah, Bissett with that shot, but that having that opportunity is a great hustle play for him. He's playing great off ball. He's getting very physical. He's setting screens and picks.
And the shot from distance goes in the net, a goal for Westlake B. That's number 16, Jack Sinclair, as he puts his name in the scorebook this afternoon. His first goal of the afternoon. Now 5-3 in favor of Westwood.
Yeah, Sinclair beats his man off his dodge here, gets free. There's no slide up, and he takes that top corner of the goal there, and Westlake's clawing back into this thing.
And now we'll go back to the 214 lacrosse faceoff cam with 6:42 remaining in the first half, and the faceoff controlled by the Westwood faceoff specialist Brad Wittenberg. And they'll get the ball back to Wyrick, and you'd look to think that Westlake will try to answer here with 6.5 remaining before halftime.
Yeah, I mean they need a sustained possession, but they have to force on defense.
And the goal right there coming in less than 20 seconds, 19 seconds into the possession.
Westwood score by number 28, Wittenberg with the score.
And we think that may be Wittenberg with the goal, although they were slapping the head of Wyrick, and it is a bounce goal as a second man finally puts his name in the scorebook for the Warriors. Number 28, Brad Wittenberg, his first goal of the afternoon.
Yeah, Wittenberg's another physical contributor. He's down there. He's working hard off ball, and you gotta like when those kids take advantage of the opportunity that they get.
And the score now: Westwood 6, Westlake B 3. As we approach the midway point of quarter number 2, and another face-off control for the Warriors. They'll set up shop again with Wyrick on the near side. He'll come all the way back up top. Look to the far side goal line extended. A shot over the top of the defender by Chase Griffin, wide. Scooped up in X by Ryan Greta. Wyrick from distance, that's deflected. And it will be possession belonging to Westwood.
Yeah, Westlake's doing a great job on defense, making sure they don't get clean shots or putting pressure on them all the way through.
And another goal for Round Rock Westwood. As this time getting his name in the scorebook, I believe that's number 22, Chase Griffin, with the score for the Warriors.
Yeah, Griffin took that pressure off the wing, and he's forced out. Just gets elevated and gets that shot after he beats his man.
Coming elevated over the top of the big net of number 21, Grant Williamson. And now Westwood back to a 4-goal advantage. They lead 7-3 with 5:40 to play before halftime. Another face-off win for Wittenberg and the Warriors. And it seems here, Jim, in this second quarter, after the furious 4-goal onslaught by Ryan Wyrick, in the second quarter, the Warriors have been a little bit more deliberate, just looking for that particular opening, as a shot there deflected by Westlake. And good defense there by the B Chaparrals as they'll now go on the offense.
Yeah, no, they're looking for a very purposeful shot. They want to set up on their offense. They know what they have. They know with Wyrick on the wing that there's opportunities, or there's bounce balls are going to happen in the offensive zone. But they want to be very purposeful about what they're doing. Have sustained possession, take good quality shots, and kind of eke this thing out.
And yeah, as they try to grind the clock down here with 4:55 remaining before halftime, the Chaparrals bring the ball back into play with 60 on the shot clock. As going to work up top, number 13, Jordan Bissett, along with number 16, Jack Sinclair. Sinclair, one of 3 goal scorers this afternoon for the B Chaparrals, as they now set up the counterclockwise rotation with 45 on the shot clock. On the far side, a shot fake. Now goal line extended. That's number 4, Spencer Burke. He'll go back into X. And a penalty flag comes in, as they will allow the B Chaparrals to play the advantage with 30 remaining on the shot clock. As a penalty coming up against Westwood. Burke back in X. He'll go right up top. Oh, a nice pass attempt there to number 3, Cameron Robeshaw. But equal to the task is Zach McDonald, snagging that ball out of midair. It was headed to the goal uncontested. McDonald comes out of nowhere to make the save, and now the penalty call against Westwood.
Yeah, McDonald's very fast on this resettle, just coming back around. And Westlake's trying to make him work both sides of the goal, front and back. You got big physical goalies that are athletic. You got these quick kids. Obviously McDonald falls into that category because he was lightning fast on that.
And this will be a 1-minute advantage on the penalty being assessed to Westwood, holding the call with possession against the Warriors. And now a man-up advantage here for the B Chaparrals. A shot from distance. And that skip shot, a nice attempt there by Jordan Bissett to go low to the offhand side on McDonald, but just a little too wide.
Yeah, and the reason for this man up is Shorts just got a little handsy back in through X, where his man was going down. He still played aggressive through, and that man up goal for Westlake there, where they could take advantage and push that ball around on that man up situation.
And taking advantage of the man up situation, number 13, Jordan Bissett, the 4th different goal scorer this afternoon for the B Chaparrals, and they will trim the lead by a goal as Bissett puts the ball in the net, man up. Your score, folks, is now Westwood 7, Westlake 4 with 3:45 remaining in the half.
Yeah, and Bissett took great advantage on that pipe. He had Westwood goalie set up to the middle, made him force in on that hip shot, and just put it into about a dollar size window there on the pipe.
And control now by Westwood with the faceoff, as they have less than 3.5 to play before halftime and a 3-goal lead. Working on the near side here, as Ryan Wyrick taking his time down in the corner, waiting for him to approach the goal. Spencer Burke, as Wyrick will try to work inside. Knocked away by the long stick midi. A jump shot over the shoulder of Burke, just wide of goal. Great athleticism there by Wyrick, just unable to connect.
Yeah, Wyrick could have got his hands free, got his hips through on that. That thing would have popped in that top corner for another goal for him.
And now they go all the way back up top with 40 on the shot clock, as the game clock hits 3 minutes to play before halftime. Wyrick, a low shot, and number 14, Max Hagan with the block, and he paid for that one dearly, as we have an injury timeout on the field.
Yeah, Hagan stepped into that shot, and that, I mean, if you're a goalie, you appreciate these guys playing strong in front of you, and Hagan steps in and makes that stop, takes it with his body, and anytime, if you're a goalie, you're back there just getting peppered with these 80 and 90 mile an hour shots, and you like seeing these other guys stepping up a little bit.
And it appeared that Hagan took that one off the hand. He'll get to the sideline for treatment and we hope that's not too serious and he can return to action quickly. Both teams remain at full strength with 2:48 to play before halftime. As the ground ball scooped up for a moment by Westlake. Now a scramble, and Westwood controls. Brad Wittenberg with possession for the Warriors. They go back on the job with 2.5 to play. They'll come to Wyrick on the near side. He overruns the pass just a little bit, but no one there to scoop up the loose ball. And Wyrick will put the offense back into motion with 63 on the shot clock.
Yeah, that whole series started with Wyrick off that shot, with Westlake coming in off the defense, getting in on his hands and disrupting that, and making Westwood kind of resettle and forced it into the offensive zone for Westlake off that entire series.
And now possession changing to the B Chaparrals as they have the ball now with the clock under 2 minutes to play in the half. And Jim, a little bit different result here than the first time they played. The B Chaparrals only trailing by 3 here, a 7-4 game with 1:45 to play, and the B Chaparrals with an opportunity to trim the lead to just 2 goals.
Yeah, very true. And to what you said, I think you referenced that from a game 3 weeks ago. Which, I mean, it's these kids are 17, 18, 19, and 14, 15 for Westlake, obviously, but they're manic. They're not the same players every day, and you kind of wonder if that was an aberration or just kind of something that was in the water, and apparently that was kind of an aberration where Westlake is able to kind of battle back here today, or at least keep the thing in reach.
So you've got to give the Westlake B Chaparrals credit as they were able to shake off that devastating defeat. That game at home, at the home of the Westwood Warriors, so definitely a home field advantage there for Round Rock Westwood. This game here on a neutral site with 45 seconds to play before halftime, shot clock no longer a factor. And the fact that the B Chaparrals were able to bounce back from that and win 2 playoff games to set up this semifinal matchup with Westwood, you've got to give them credit for the hustle and drive that they have here this afternoon and keeping this game close. And once again, an opportunity to trim the lead to just 2 before halftime as they will take timeout to set up the final play. Folks, we'll step aside along with them. Timeout on the field with 26.2 remaining in our second quarter. Westwood Warriors 7, Westlake B Chaparrals 4. Back in a moment on Game On Sports Network.
I'll sit down, have a cup of cappuccino, a cookie, read a book. When the car is ready, they come get me. It's a great way to start a Saturday.
Discover our wide variety of new and L-certified vehicles at our Dallas and Fort Worth Sewell Lexus locations.
You've never been one to fear the unknown. That's because you've seen seasons like this come and go, just like many of your competitors. You know your outcome, stay focused, and take calculated risks, seizing opportunities when others freeze. The truth is, winter business cycles separate the good from the great, and winter is your season. Ours too. That's why for over a century, we've been honored to serve you. Vista Bank, entrepreneurs banking entrepreneurs since 1912.
And we welcome you back here to SB Leslie Field on the campus of the Coppell High School 9th grade center alongside Jim Dixon. This is Brian Shackelford bringing you exclusive coverage of this 2023 Class B state semifinal here on Game On Sports Network. And the score with 26.2 remaining before halftime. Westwood Warriors 7 and the Westlake B Chaparrals 4. And so far in this opening 24 minutes, the Westlake B Chaparrals as the 7 seed, Jim, have been able to hang tough so far with the 1 seed Westwood Warriors. And they even have an opportunity here in the waning seconds of the second quarter to make this just a 2-goal game going into half.
Yeah, I mean, and Westlake, they've had, aside from the first period where they were just kind of getting taken to the Ryan Wyrick show, but they've had opportunities here in the second period where they've had good possessions. And you can see them kind of keeping this thing close. Where if Westwood gives them an opportunity, they can certainly claw back into it.
And now inside the final 10 seconds, a shot wide there by Jordan Bissett, as the ball will be brought back into play by Westlake B with just under 6 ticks remaining in the half. They go up top, shot by Bissett, wide once again. Credit there to number 25, John Ryan, the long stick midi for Westwood, to deflect the cross of Bissett. And a last-ditch effort here with 2.3 to play. And the shot over the head of the Chaparrals as the horn sounds, bringing us to halftime. Ladies and gentlemen, we've reached the end of the first half of play here in this Class B state semifinal, part of the 2023 Texas High School Lacrosse League State Championships. And folks, your score as we go to the halftime break here at SP Leslie Field in Coppell, Texas. It's Round Rock Westwood Warriors 7, Austin Westlake B Chaparrals 4. And Jim, what was an opening barrage for Westwood in the first 6 minutes of this game, they opened up a 4-0 lead, and since then it's been 4-3 Westlake. But Westlake has been staying in this, but you kind of get the feeling that the Westwood Warriors have been maintaining an even keel here. I won't say they put the game on cruise control, but the Westwood team seems to be saving energy here for the second half.
Yeah, and you see it in on the pressure in the offensive zone. They're really just kind of working the perimeter game. You're not seeing a lot of energy, and again, I like you said, I don't see anybody on coast, but they're certainly not playing with the energy that they came out and opened the game up with, and you wonder if that's going to kick in the second half.
We'll see how that works out here as we go to the halftime break. Folks, we'll step aside along with the teams here at halftime. We'll be back right before the third quarter with the Firehouse Subs halftime show. But at the moment, your score here at halftime in this Class B state semifinal, Round Rock Westwood Warriors 7, Austin Westlake B Chaparrals 4. We'll be back with the third quarter of this Class B state semifinal after this break here on Game On Sports Network.
I love the idea that when you pull into the service garage, your name comes up on the screen. I will always drive a Sewell.
Discover our wide variety of new and certified pre-owned vehicles at our Dallas and Fort Worth Sewell Infiniti locations.
I'll sit down, have a cup of cappuccino, a cookie, read a book. When the car is ready, they come get me. It's a great way to start a Saturday.
Discover our wide variety of new and L-certified vehicles at our Dallas and Fort Worth Sewell Lexus locations.
You've never been one to fear the unknown. That's because you've seen seasons like this come and go, just like many of your competitors. You know your outcome, stay focused, and take calculated risks, seizing opportunities when others freeze. The truth is, winter business cycles separate the good from the great, and winter is your season. Ours too. That's why for over a century, we've been honored to serve you. Vista Bank, entrepreneurs banking entrepreneurs since 1912.
I actually look forward to car shopping with Sewell because I know that the whole process is going to be seamless, comfortable, and we're going to be taken care of. Buying a car is a big life event. I just felt very relaxed through the whole process. They put us at ease. There wasn't any pressure. It really felt like we were sitting at home trying to buy a car, especially with the cookies. I drive a Sewell.
Discover our wide variety of new and certified pre-owned vehicles at Sewell Cadillac.
I put a lot of mileage on my car. So I am practically at Sewell every 3 months. Every single time that I go, it's amazing. Everybody is welcoming, everybody is professional, everybody is kind. It's just like easy, fast, right to the point. You're in, you're out. Cannot imagine being with anybody else but Sewell. Their customer service is absolutely flawless. I drive a Sewell.
Discover our wide variety of new and L-certified vehicles at our Dallas and Fort Worth Sewell Lexus locations.
And folks, we welcome you in to the Firehouse Subs halftime show here during the Class B state semifinal between Round Rock Westwood and the Austin Westlake B Chaparrals. And Jim, as we look at that scoring here at halftime, a 7-4 lead for Round Rock Westwood. From the Westwood side, it's been the Ryan Wyrick show. He's had 5 of the 7 goals here this afternoon for the Warriors.
Yeah, I mean, he's popping it in the net. He's pushing the ball around. He's giving his squad some great opportunities. Wittenberg's stepping up, playing great off ball. The defense, I mean, honestly, you can look at it as a unit. Although the goalie for Westwood is just playing outstanding. I mean, he's extremely quick. Does a great job about shutting down lanes with his footwork, and but they play great team defense. The midfield transition on defense is tremendous. I mean, they really force you to play lacrosse on every square inch of turf.
Yeah, the scoring so far in the first half, Round Rock Westwood, the senior sensation for the Warriors, Ryan Wyrick with 5 goals, single goals each for Brad Wittenberg and Chase Griffin for the Westlake B Chaparrals. They've been able to hang tough in this contest. They have single goals each from William Twardowski, Noble Meserole, Jack Sinclair, and Jordan Bissett, as we have a 7-4 lead here for Westwood. But with the B Chaparrals being composed completely of sophomores and freshmen, do you think that they're going to still be able to hang around and keep this a 2-3 goal lead as we head into the fourth quarter? or now that we come back from the halftime break, is this where the number 1 ranked team in Class B puts their foot on the accelerator and exerts their dominance over the number 7 seed here this afternoon in the state semifinal?
Well, Westlake certainly has their opportunities. I mean, they've had some good sustained possessions. They take care of the ball. They just were left out in the whole first period. I mean, Westwood would win, go down, shoot, score. Win, go down, shoot, score, and you got to see if that's going to happen.
And that'll wrap up the Firehouse Subs halftime show as we have the third quarter face-off here from SB Leslie Field. Westwood in control as Wittenberg has won all but one face-off by my count here this afternoon, Jim. And Wittenberg definitely doing his work today at the face-off dot for Westwood this afternoon. That ball going out of bounds as the Warriors will bring the ball back into play with 20 seconds gone in the third quarter.
Yeah, Wittenberg, I mean, he's winning clean off the face-off. I mean, it's not even in jeopardy. There's nothing rolling around.
And the opening goal of the third quarter belongs to the Westwood Warriors.
Number 16 for the Warriors, Wyrick with the score.
That's Ryan Wyrick picking up right where he left off to start the game. A double hat trick, 6 goals in the match for Wyrick.
And that, I mean, that goal face is 4 inches wide on that shot. That's outstanding. But the way that Westwood pushed it around, they went downside and then they went up top, and Wyrick showed himself into that narrow goal face. Good positioning on his part.
And a fantastic pass across the goal face to Wyrick from number 22, Chase Griffin. A great assist there on the goal by Griffin. So now 6 goals on the match for Ryan Wyrick as Westlake will push Kashikar out of bounds for Westwood. And some nice aggressive play there, but we've got 2 penalty flags on the turf near midfield. And we'll check the call with our officiating crew here today, Tom Jank, Trey Foster, and Ashley Gorham. It looks like this may be a call going against Westwood. Not sure if 2 officials had the same call or not. Or if these indeed might be 2 separate penalty calls. The clock stopped with 11:19 remaining in quarter number 3. And Westwood has opened up the lead now 8-4 over Austin Westlake B. They've reestablished their largest lead of the game at 4 goals. And indeed, this is a 2-man advantage for Round Rock Westwood. 2 separate penalties on the play, and the Warriors with a 2-man advantage.
Yeah, you got Sinclair and Reeder both sitting this one out.
And it takes less than 10 seconds for Westwood to score. As it looks like that may have been Wittenberg with the goal for the Warriors.
Yeah, Wittenberg set up. I mean, that you're just conceding a lane with being 2 men down. I mean, you just can't cover. You can't cover enough ground. And all you have to do is set up in that, just pick a lane and set it up.
And Wittenberg with his second goal of the contest on the 2-man up advantage will make the score Westwood Warriors 9, Westlake B Chaparrals 4. And we are still not a minute deep yet into the third quarter, and Westwood already with 2 goals in this third quarter. They control the face-off again as finally we're a minute into the third quarter and 70 on the shot clock for Westwood.
Yeah, and Wyrick's setting up on the perimeter. They're going to get the offense the way they want it, and have a nice sustained possession. Clock is their friend at this point, and Westlake can only do what they did, which is basically take care of an opportunity with an errant pass.
Yeah, the goalkeeper scooping up the ball, number 21, Grant Williamson, but now it's loose. Picked back up by Jack Sinclair. Sinclair doing yeoman's work there in the midfield. And now on the attack go the B Chaparrals. A twisting shot. Save McDonald. As Brady Jones put everything he had into that shot. But McDonald equal to the challenge for Westwood.
Yeah, McDonald's set up great. I mean, he closed that lane off with his footwork. All he had to do is figure out where it's going, low or high. He stepped out, to control that bounce.
And a bounce shot there by Chase Griffin, bouncing over the top of the net. And Wyrick will bring the ball back into play across the end line as we move under 10 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Still 60 on the shot clock for Round Rock Westwood. Now Brad Wittenberg up top on the far sideline for the Warriors. And now they bring the ball to the near side with Chase Griffin. Once again, Westwood being a little more deliberate here after they've scored 2 goals to open the third quarter. A shot from distance and a goal for Westwood. The 4th different goal scorer this afternoon. That's number 13, Bodie Bradley, with the goal for Westwood.
Yeah, Bradley got open up top. No real pressure on him. Just they're working the ball around, but somebody has to get in on his hands and stop those shots, particularly on the perimeter.
And the replay there brought to you by Groovy Hughes, your one-stop shop for paint and power washing. Back to the 214 lacrosse cam as Wittenberg wins another quick face-off for Westwood. Charging down the middle of the field, he'll shoot and he'll score. Westwood wins the face-off, and 7 seconds later, he has his 3rd goal of the afternoon for the Warriors.
Yeah, Wittenberg found a lane, went in, basically drew the double on that slide, but found a seam. The slide was late. Just really had an opportunity there. Just really didn't want to pass it up.
And this is now 4 unanswered goals for Westwood here in the third quarter, as they now have an 11-4 lead with just over 9 minutes remaining. Wittenberg will return back to the 214 lacrosse face-off dot, as our 214 face-off cam gives you the best shot. And Westwood will control. The ball picked up by number 2, Cody Probst. And Probst will get the ball back to Wittenberg. And Westwood back on the job again with just over 9 minutes remaining in the third. Wyrick will hold the ball up on the far sideline, waiting for the offensive personnel on the field. And a rare unforced error by Westwood. They lose the ball out of bounds. Turnover to Westlake B. The goalie Williamson will get the ball back near midfield. Brought across the timeline by number 25, Wyatt Tringale. And for the first time in several minutes of game time, Jim, the Chaparrals go back on offense with 8.5 remaining in quarter number 3.
Yeah, it's obviously a breath of fresh air. There's something they need. They need a little oxygen in the tank. Go on the offensive attack a little bit and see if they can convert and get a little bit of momentum swinging back.
And the shot there, saved by the goalkeeper McDonald. That will put Westwood back on the job. And coming down the near sideline with the ball, that's number 22, Chase Griffin. Griffin working the ball back into X to number 17, Ryan Greta. As Round Rock Westwood will set up the counterclockwise rotation as they're down to 50 on the shot clock with less than 8 to play in the third. Still waiting for just the right shot here does Westwood. They'll reverse the rotation back to Griffin on the near side. Griffin being marked by number 5, Bennett Wilkin. And an errant shot going over the top of goal, but Westwood will bring the ball back into play with 34 on the shot clock.
Yeah, and they got in underneath him on the slide, got in on his hands and disrupted that shot.
A save right there by number 21, the goalkeeper Grant Williamson for Westlake B. And a loose ball near midfield.
And that was the same lane that Wyrick has been just tearing up in the first half. So obviously they addressed that at halftime and said, okay, you got to come out. We have to concede that lane. And that worked fine for him. And just lose the loss in transition forces Westlake back in the offensive or defensive zone.
The shot clock down to 60. The game clock was 7 minutes to play in the third as Wyrick surveys things from the far side. A quick shot off the back of the netting. Our first mom goal of the match with 6:50 to play in the third. And the rebound scooped up by Williamson, the goalkeeper for the Chaparrals. His pass downfield intercepted by Westwood. And bringing the ball back into the offensive zone, number 9, Hayes Lloyd for the Warriors. Chase Griffin now goal line extended on the near side. Going back into X with Ryan Greta. 60 on the shot clock for the Warriors as they look to extend this 7-goal lead. Back up top with Cody Probst. And Westwood now tightening the circle. A shot and a goal from goal line extended. How Wyrick can see the open net from such an acute angle is beyond me. But that's now 7 goals in the match for the Westwood senior.
Yeah, I don't know what the kid's going to do, but he needs to cut diamonds because that's an angle that he's the only one that sees it. The goal face is very narrow right there.
And he bounces it high over the right shoulder of Williamson into the net for his 7th goal of the match. Now Westwood 12, Westlake B 4 as we approach the midway point of this 3rd quarter. And another replay there brought to you by Groovy Hughes, your one-stop shop for paint and power washing. A loose ball now picked up by the B Chaparrals. And Westlake will bring the ball across the timeline. They go back on the job as we move past the midway point of this 3rd quarter. Working up top, number 3, Cameron Robeshaw, number 4, Spencer Blake. As they get Weston Kane on the field on offense here for this possession with 5.5 remaining in the 3rd. The ball in X being carried by Spencer Burke. As Burke comes near side, goal line extended, he'll go back up top. Shot clock down to 42. The Westwood defense tightening up. Now a shot, goal line extended. They'll go back in X instead, back to Burke. A shot. The bounce shot wide by Brady Jones out of bounds. And Spencer Burke will bring the ball back into play. A fresh 80 on the shot clock as McDonald did make contact with the ball down to 5 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. Now McDonald out of goal contesting Burke. Leaving the goal wide open, but able to get back in goal in time for the ball to come back up top in the person of Jack Sinclair.
Yeah, that's that lane Sinclair's looking for to exploit, and then Westlake slides shutting it down for him.
A shot and a nice save there by Zach McDonald. That shot from Sinclair did have some mustard on it. It goes just wide of goal. And the B Chaparrals bring the ball back into play. Sinclair once again near side. Working on number 44, Jay Kashikar. That ball deflected, knocked up in the air by McDonald. He can't get it in the net, but knocks it out of play. Credit McDonald with another save on the afternoon for Westwood. Sinclair now back up top. Working the 2-man game with Burke in X as the clock approaches 4 minutes to play in the 3rd. A short counterclockwise rotation for the B Chaparrals. As Brady Jones continues to work up top with Jack Sinclair. A scramble for the loose ball. And the defensive pressure of Westwood holding firm as Kashikar will scoop up the loose ball for the Warriors.
Yeah, and that's really Westwood. You know, if you're gonna, they're gonna give you the clock, put pressure on you, and then you know, just kind of wait for you to make a mistake.
And now Chase Griffin once again gets the ball into X to the person of Ryan Greta. Greta back to Wyrick in his familiar position, goal line extended on the far side with 3:15 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. And Westwood looking to add to their 8-goal lead. Greta coming back near side to Griffin. Griffin trying to put some moves, an inside shot, the ball up in the air. But right there to save possession and barely stay in bounds. Nice footwork there by Ryan Greta.
I don't know about that.
They'll reset now down to 20 on the shot clock. Wyrick fakes a shot from distance, gets a little bit closer, and fires that ball into the net. 8 goals now in the match for number 16, Ryan Wyrick.
Yeah, Wyrick beat his man off a nice dodge up top. Just splits the two, draws the double, basically, had, he's running into 3 defenders and then finds that space because his hands are free. And that kid's outstanding.
And the Groovy Hughes replay brought to you by Groovy Hughes, your one-stop shop for paint and power washing. We go back to the 2-1-4 lacrosse face-off cam as Wittenberg will control the face-off, move it over to number 13, Brody Bradley. And Bodie Bradley back to Wittenberg as Westwood will control once again with 2.5 remaining in quarter number 3. The shot clock down to 60 as once again the clockwise rotation, or counterclockwise rotation rather, being set up for Westwood. Wyrick, the sniper, on the far side, marked there by number 32, Hudson Goodrum.
Out of bounds.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Let's see if that was an unforced error. It was. The ball off the cross of Griffin, out of bounds. And the Westlake B Chaparrals bring the ball back into play as the clock approaches 2 minutes to play in the third quarter. Coming down the far side, moving the ball across the timeline, number 32, Hudson Goodrum. And the Chaparrals back on the job with 1:50 remaining and 65 on the shot clock.
And that's the first time we've seen Westwood kind of concede the transition. Really didn't pressure the ball. Just kind of soak the defense into the defensive zone, and just lay in wait. Let Westlake do their thing and set it up, and shut down lanes, keep shots off, and wait for a mistake to happen.
And now on the near side, a shot there, save McDonald. Spencer Burke with a nice shot, but Zach McDonald able to make the save. And now the Westwood Warriors have the ball with 70 seconds to play in the third, 72 on the shot clock. So the shot clock no longer a factor here in the waning seconds of this third quarter. And they're a rare unforced error by Westwood as the ball goes out of bounds, and Westlake B will bring the ball back into play.
Yeah, I think McDonald got a little aggressive on that clear, felt the pressure in on the close transition, and just really, just kind of wanted to push into the attack zone and do a little bit of quick, and it got away from him.
1 minute.
And now Williamson out of his net, moving to the near side here with Bennett Wilkin. Wilkin going downfield across the timeline. And that's a loose ground ball, a bad pass by Wilkin. But scrambling for the ground ball. A nice effort there by Twardowski to get the ball to Spencer Burke. But Kashikar ends up with the ball for Westwood, but he's forced out of bounds. And now Westlake B will have another opportunity with just under 38 ticks remaining in the third. Oh no, they reverse the call. It will be Westwood ball. And Westwood will have their first opportunity here to put the lead into double digits. Kashikar, his pass intended for Ryan Greta, and Greta didn't even look ready for that pass. It goes across the inline. Chaparral's ball to inbound.
No, I think Greta was kind of expecting that crash down from the defense and settled in down there. He was looking to be a little bit wider on that lane, and that's where the Kashikar pass went.
And now coming up the near side, number 23, Tyler Letcher. The long stick midi for the B Chaparrals. They'll get it back to Burke and X. Burke marked there by number 50, Tate Shores. A shot by Burke, and a great save there. McDonald just flashes that big net up to make the save as the horn sounds, ending our third period of play. And ladies and gentlemen, three quarters are in the books here this afternoon at Leslie Field in Coppell, Texas, as Game On Sports brings you live exclusive coverage of the 2023 Texas High School Lacrosse League State Championships. And folks, your score as we head to quarter number 4 here in this Class B state semifinal. Round Rock Westwood Warriors 13, Austin Westlake B Chaparrals 4 will be back with the fourth period right after this break here on Game On Sports Network.
I actually look forward to car shopping with Sewell because I know that the whole process is going to be seamless, comfortable, and we're going to be taken care of. Buying a car is a big life event. I just felt very relaxed through the whole process. They put us at ease. There wasn't any pressure. It really felt like we were sitting at home trying to buy a car, especially with the cookies. I drive a Sewell.
Discover our wide variety of new and certified pre-owned vehicles at Sewell Cadillac.
You've never been one to fear the unknown. That's because you've seen seasons like this come and go, just like many of your competitors. You know your outcome, stay focused, and take calculated risks, seizing opportunities when others freeze. The truth is, winter business cycles separate the good from the great, and winter is your season. Ours too. That's why for over a century, we've been honored to serve you. Vista Bank, entrepreneurs banking entrepreneurs since 1912.
And ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you back here to SP Leslie Field in Coppell, Texas. Alongside Jim Dixon, this is Brian Shackelford bringing you live exclusive coverage of the 2023 Texas High School Lacrosse League playoffs here on Game On Sports Network. And Jim, as we head to the fourth quarter in this first of two Class B state semifinals, there are many things you could say here about the Westwood Warriors in the third quarter. But the main thing that you can say, the main thing that sticks out to me is when we look at the scoreboard in quarter number 3, Westwood 6, Westlake B 0.
Yeah, Westwood came back and from halftime and decided it was time to get a little bit of energy going and start playing play in the manner that got them here, and just kind of picked up the energy a little bit. And we'll see what happens here in the fourth period. But they just really didn't give Westlake a lot of opportunity.
No, the defensive pressure by the Warriors stifling there in the third quarter as they hold the B Chaparrals scoreless in that third frame. And they control the faceoff once again. And that's where you have to give credit. That's where most of this game has been won and lost, as Brad Wittenberg is 20 of 22 on faceoffs in this match here this afternoon.
Yeah, and Wittenberg, I mean, and it's dominant, it's clean. He's winning off the face-off. You're not seeing a lot of wing activity come in. He's not really scraping and utilizing his wings. He's winning the clam and just very dominant at the ends.
And now possession belonging once again to Westwood on the foul, as Wyrick will bring the ball back in play, by far the leading goal scorer for either team. He has 8 goals in the match here this afternoon for Westwood. The ball loose on the turf, pushed out to the near side, scooped up there by the long stick midi for the Westlake B Chaparrals, number 1, Harper Dillon. And then Dillon dispossessed on the play by Greta. Now,
Guthrie came in and just with a smooth steal on that, in through that lane, and it just continues the Westwood possession.
And Guthrie unable to get a shot away, but that shot there by Wyrick, wide of goal. And now we have a late penalty flag coming in after the end of the possession. And now a second penalty flag, as it appears that things might start to get a little chippy down there on the turf with 10:35 to play in the match.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of frustration coming in, probably coming off that game from 3 weeks ago. I mean, these guys, they are in high school, but their memories are long.
And we'll check on the penalties here. We'll see, and it would appear from the way that the flags were thrown at different times, and there is the second call on unsportsmanlike conduct, that this will be 2 different penalties against the Westlake B Chaparrals, and for the second time in this state Class B semifinal, the second 2-man advantage for Round Rock Westwood. Already in the penalty box, number 17, Kenyon Thatcher. And it appears what we have here, Jim, is that there were 2 penalties on the play, but both of them against Kenyon Thatcher. So he'll be in the penalty box for quite a while, and the unsportsmanlike conduct means he stays in the penalty box for the duration of the penalty and will not be released if a goal is scored.
Right, yeah, it's
one for
unreleasable.
unsportsmanlike conduct, and 1 minute for unnecessary roughness.
And indeed, that is 2 separate penalties against Kenyon Thatcher. 1 minute for bad sports, or we'll get what that first call was, and the second one for unsportsmanlike conduct. He'll serve that entire minute of that second penalty. And in the meantime, the goal there by Chase Griffin. And that will release the first penalty to Kenyon Thatcher, but he still will have an entire minute to serve on penalty number 2 for unsportsmanlike conduct. And as we mentioned, with that being unsportsmanlike conduct, he'll serve the entire minute regardless of how many goals are scored.
Yeah, and I mean, with these goal angles these guys are taking, I'd love to see what Westwood's practices look like as far as shooting drills, because these guys are pinpoint in those narrow areas.
And we have a timeout on the field taken by the Austin Westlake B Chaparrals. We'll step aside along with them. Westwood 14, Austin Westlake B 4 will be back in just a moment on Game On Sports Network. And folks, we welcome you back here to Leslie Field in Coppell, Texas, alongside Jim Dixon. This is Brian Shackelford bringing you the waning moments here of this Class B state semifinal between Round Rock Westwood and the Austin Westlake B Chaparrals. And following the goal there on the 2-man advantage, the new score, Westwood 14, Austin Westlake 4. And this is the first 10-goal lead opened up here in this match, as Westwood is asserting their dominance here in the early stages of this fourth quarter and looking to punch their ticket to tomorrow morning's Class B state championship.
Yeah, and I mean, all credit to Westwood. They played a very qualified game. They have been very measured on all approaches. They know what their elements are. They know what they're good at, and they take advantage of it. But they've done a great job.
And Wittenberg wins the faceoff. The Westwood Warriors still with a single-man advantage here, as number 17, Kenyon Thatcher, serving his second penalty. 60 seconds for unsportsmanlike conduct. The initial penalty was unnecessary roughness. They've already scored on that one, as that was a releasable penalty, but this one unreleasable, as now this is a full 60-second advantage for Round Rock Westwood, regardless of how many goals they score. And we'll see if they look to add to the tally here with 9:37 to play in the fourth. And indeed they do. Cutting through for the goal. His first goal of the match, number 9, Hayes Lloyd for Westwood.
Yeah, and they were set up top and just took a very low percentage pass here in through these lanes, basically just slicing through the middle of the Westlake Chaparral defense, and just sitting there knocking on the doorstep for a nice, nifty, quick goal.
And Lloyd becomes the 5th different goal scorer this afternoon for Round Rock Westwood, as they now open up an 11-goal advantage. They lead 15-4 with 9:33 remaining. And as we said, the penalty to Kenyon Thatcher unreleasable, so he still has 36 seconds to serve on that unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. Wittenberg here on the near side for Westwood. Up top, a shot from distance, wide of the goal by Bodie Bradley. He already has 1 goal in the match. Looking to double that total, it's just wide. And the Warriors bring the ball back into play. Another shot by Brody. Great save there. Grant Williamson with the bounce save. Nice look there by the Westlake B goalie.
Yeah, no, I mean, and again, they're paying dividends with that defense, and you know, when you kind of open things up like that, you have good looks, and he bred that thing all the way off the stick.
And now we have a penalty call here on the near side as number 18, Xavier Reeder, goes down for Westlake B. And this looks like a penalty against Westwood. That should put Bodie Bradley in the penalty box. And this should even things up, a man down each for both teams. Although this will only be a man down on each side for just a short period of time, about 15 seconds. And then it will be a man up advantage for Westlake B, as that is a 1 minute penalty on the cross check to Brody Bradley.
Yeah, these swings.
Or pardon me, that's a 30-second technical penalty on the push with possession. Or
yeah.
no, push without possession, 30-second technical penalty.
Yeah, these swings on defense are things that Westwood really has to contend with. But I think a lot of it just comes from aggressive play. But when you're able to shut down things in goal like they are with McDonald, you don't have a lot of those periods where you have to worry with that.
And now both penalties, or pardon me, the penalty to Thatcher has expired. This is a brief man-up opportunity for Westwood, or pardon me, for Westlake. And now that has expired. It was only about a 6-second opportunity as Westwood goes back on the job with Ryan Wyrick in possession. 50 on the shot clock for the Warriors, and 8:10 remaining here in the fourth period. As Wyrick still on the attack, looking for goal number 9. The shot there by Chase Griffin across the front of the net and wide, out of bounds here on the near side. Brought back into play by number 11, Joshua Klug, as they have 30 on the shot clock, do the Warriors, and just under 8 minutes to play.
Yeah, and again, Westwood setting up top, looking for their opportunities, really just kind of trying to make things work. And work to their advantage, and you gotta kind of like the classy approach that they're going at it with.
And now a goal for Westwood. That shot from distance, out on the wing, goal line extended on the far side, and I believe that puts Chase Griffin in the hat trick club for today's game. A great shot here, or is it? No, it's Wittenberg from distance, 20 yards out for Westwood.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Westlake just really didn't get on his hands. They weren't pressuring, and again, he's on the perimeter. Really no thought that would happen, but these lanes seem to open up that they're taking advantage of.
And now with that goal, your score with 7:21 remaining in the fourth quarter. It's Round Rock Westwood 16, Westlake B Chaparrals 4. As a procedure call there against Westwood will give the B Chaparrals possession. And they go on the offensive job here with 7:10 remaining in the contest here at Leslie Field.
Yeah, and if you're Westlake, you're looking to settle it down. Take advantage. Work your system. Don't look at the scoreboard. Do what you're supposed to do. Don't worry about the clock.
And working on the near side, the shot by Jack Sinclair goes wide. And yes, when you're talking about the final 6:45 of this game here, Jim, these are all freshmen and sophomores for Westlake B. Every one of these young men is going to be looking to fill a void left by a senior who's going to graduate off that A squad. And how they play this last 6:45 of this contest is going to go a long way to determining where they are going to be ranked going into the tryouts for the 2024 season for the Chaparrals.
Yeah, and again, this is an opportunity that you have, with Westlake, particularly with their depth. I mean, you're sitting here with two outstanding clubs, with the B squad in the playoffs, and these kids have. They're given these opportunities that they need to take advantage of, and it's hard for a 15, 16-year-old to understand that, and just play, have fun, and do your best work, and things take care of themselves, and let other people judge what you're doing.
And we move past the midway point of the fourth quarter here at Leslie Field. Still Westwood 16, Westlake B 4. As Westlake now with less than 40 on the shot clock, looking to bite into this 12-goal deficit that they face here in the fourth quarter. They'll go back into X. A new man in X working for Westlake, as now Burke is up top for the Chaparrals. Burke taken down on the play. A nice clean hit there by Joshua Klug. And Burke will still maintain possession. Klug working on him as that pass errant, but luckily picked up by Brady Jones. Shot clock down to 10 now for the B Chaparrals. And that bounce pass saved by the goalkeeper, Zach McDonald. And a nice effective possession there for the the Westwood defense to give them back possession.
Yeah, and I mean, then unfortunately you kind of turn it over, but you're taking time off the clock, and at this point, that's really all you want to do. You're only playing the clock.
And now Westlake back on the offensive end with 4:45 remaining here in the fourth quarter of this Class B state semifinal. And folks, following this match, we'll have our second State B semifinal coming up as the Lucas Lovejoy Leopards will meet the San Antonio TMI Episcopal Panthers. And those two teams will be vying for the right to face off in the Class B state championship tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. We'll have all the coverage here all weekend long for you here on Game On Sports Network. So folks, if you're watching on YouTube, be sure to hit that subscribe button and be sure to hit the like button on all social media platforms to stay tuned for everything happening here in 2023 on Game On Sports.
And Brian, this upcoming game is our first game where we're not in the same area code.
Indeed, we had two very familiar opponents in the first matchup in the Class A state semifinal between Houston Bel Air Episcopal and Houston Cypress United. We have two Austin area teams in this semifinal. And in our third semifinal, the nightcap here for us at Leslie Field, two teams that have yet to play on the season in the North District champion Lovejoy Leopards and the Central District champion TMI Episcopal Panthers. A whistle with 3:35 remaining as Westwood will take timeout. Round Rock Westwood will take their first timeout with 3:35 remaining. We'll step aside as well. Timeout on the field, Westwood Warriors 16, Westlake B Chaparrals 4. Back in a moment here on Game On Sports. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you back here to SP Leslie Field in Coppell, Texas, as Game On Sports Network brings you live exclusive coverage of the 2023 Texas High School Lacrosse League State Championships. Alongside Jim Dixon, this is Brian Shackelford, and we bring you the final 3.5 minutes of this Class B state semifinal between Round Rock Westwood, the number 1 seed in Class B, and the Austin Westlake B Chaparrals, the number 7 seed. And clearly the seed showing here today, Jim, as Westwood with a 12-goal advantage and looking to take the final 3:35 off the clock and punch their ticket to tomorrow morning's Class B state championship.
Yeah, I mean, and they came out and basically exhibited their will from the opening face-off, and you know, you're in Westlake, you got an outstanding club with young players that are getting experience and touches at an exceedingly high level, and you gotta like that. it bodes well. It speaks well of your program on down the road.
And controlling up top, that's number 28, Brad Wittenberg for the Warriors. As the Warriors at this point would probably be fully content to take this entire 80 seconds off the shot clock. A goal at this point would just be gravy as they take the shot clock down to 10. And the clock moves under 3 minutes remaining in the match. Number 27, Evan Webb will just hold the ball in X, and they'll allow the shot clock to expire and turn the ball over on the shot clock violation to the Westlake B Chaparrals.
Shot clock violation on Westwood. Westlake ball.
The Chaparrals will move up quickly. And here in these final 3 minutes, Jim, I'm sure that the Chaparrals are still, they're going to put their best people out here on the field, because this is the point here where, as a coaching staff, you want to see who's willing to come out here and still give 100% with 2.5 minutes to play in a game that has pretty much been decided.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm all for, kind of the counter to that. I'm all for, getting kids an opportunity in a competitive environment where you may not have seen them. Kids practice different, kids play different, and you might see that one thing that is something that you can build on, particularly with these kids being a lot of them sophomores and freshmen. You find a gym in the dirt there that's a freshman, and you really got something. You got something you can work with, and you may not see that till they're exposed to game level competition.
Right. You find yourself a diamond in the rough, much like in the Class A game we saw earlier with Alec Askerlu for Cypress United, as he was able to help keep United in that game, take it all the way to double overtime before they lost to Houston Bel Air. A shot saved by McDonald, and McDonald makes the save with 1:25 to play, and Westwood can all but salt this away. They're down to 78 seconds in the game, 71 on the shot clock, only a 7-second differential. And now a penalty flag coming in on the slash by Westlake B. And this will be an advantage play here for Westwood, as they'll be content to just take time off the clock here, because as soon as the Chaparrals touch the ball, the penalty will be called, and it'll be man up for Westwood.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, we might get there with a second or two left.
And number 13 holding the ball, that's Bodie Bradley. Dishing it off to number 17, Ryan Greta. They'll continue the counterclockwise rotation down to 30 on the shot clock, 35 on the game clock. Barely a 7-second differential, as the penalty flag still on the field. The penalty still remaining to be called here at the end of possession. A shot and a save by Grant Williamson, and with 22 ticks remaining, we'll now get the penalty call against Westlake B. And it appears that it's number 16, Jack Sinclair, headed to the penalty box for Westlake B. And Westwood will enjoy a man-up advantage here for the final 22 seconds. And Jim, I think they're just going to hold on to the ball and let the time expire and punch that ticket to the state championship tomorrow morning.
Yeah, I mean that's all you got to do is just take care of the ball and get it moved around and take on the pressure if it comes.
No one challenging Wittenberg, as the Chaparrals content to allow time to expire, and the horn sounds ending this afternoon's game. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the final horn is sounded here at Leslie Field in Coppell, Texas, bringing our 2023 Class B state semifinal to a close. And folks, your final score here from Coppell, Texas: Round Rock Westwood Warriors 16, Austin Westlake B Chaparrals 4. And as we expected in the open here, Jim, this game was pretty much all Westwood from start to finish, especially in the second half of play, as Westwood holds Westlake B scoreless in the second half and outscores them by a total of 9-0.
Yeah, and I mean, Westwood played a great game. I think that goes to the seeding, positioning into playoffs. But you really don't know about what you've got. You're not. It's not that you weren't untested. You know the opponent. You played him 3 weeks ago. You had a similar outcome, and you got something to build on. But I would rather feel tested. I don't know if I want to be tested to the point that I gotta go to overtime, but certainly want to do that. And Westlake did test them in fits and starts, and certainly in the first period, but not throughout the game.
And folks, with that, we welcome you here into the C2 Education postgame show as we review the scoring here today in this Class B state semifinal for the Round Rock Westwood Warriors. It was the Ryan Wyrick show. Ryan Wyrick with half of Round Rock Westwood's total. He had 8 of their 16 goals in the match today. Number 28, Brad Wittenberg with 4 goals. Chase Griffin with 2. Alongside Bodie Bradley with a single goal, and the final goal of the match for Westwood by number 9, Hayes Lloyd. For Austin Westlake, all of their scoring taking place in the first half. Single goals for William Twardowski, Noble Meserole, Jack Sinclair, and Jordan Bissett. As the final here this afternoon, 16-4. And number 1 seed, Round Rock Westwood, shows why they were the number 1 seed here with a dominant and thoroughly convincing win this afternoon in the semifinal.
Right. Well, and that's why you deserve that number 1.
Right.
And they came out, took care of business, and tomorrow's tomorrow, and you obviously have something to build on. You have some things that you saw today and something to construct from.
And as we look at the bracket here now, and going into the Class B state championship, you can go ahead and pencil in the Round Rock Westwood Warriors. They have claimed their spot in the Class B state title game with this 16-4 victory, and they will await the winner of our match coming up next here on Game On Sports Network between TMI Episcopal and Lucas Lovejoy. And when you're in this kind of situation, Jim, I guess as the number 1 seed, is this the position you want to be in, where you have the first of the 2 semifinals, you punch your ticket, and then you basically get to scout who is going to be your opponent in the following match? Or would you rather have that second game and really not worry about what's going on in the opening match?
I'd rather. I think that's why they have a number 1. That's why they got the first game. They get every advantage, and if you're going to give me an advantage, I'll take it. If you're gonna let me peek at your cards, I'll take a peek.
Indeed, and the Round Rock Westwood Warriors will get to do just that, as the number 3 seed Lucas Lovejoy Leopards and the number 4 seed TMI Episcopal Panthers will do battle for the right to face off against Round Rock Westwood in tomorrow morning's Class B state championship. And folks, while we have a moment, we want to thank our sponsors for today's game here at here at Leslie Field. 214 Lacrosse, C2 Education. They will be available here in person before and after the game for more information. Along with our halftime show sponsor, Firehouse Subs. We want to thank Firehouse for the delicious lunch we had today. Groovy Hues, your one-stop shop for paint and power washing. Along with Iron Horse Lacrosse Club, serving the Texas community in DFW, Austin, and Houston for over 12 years. Our goal sponsor today, State Farm agent Natalie Burkhalter of Coppell. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And Tutor Doctor, they're available for one-on-one, in-home, and online tutoring in all grades and subjects. Local here serving Collin and Denton counties. And they offer 8-week SAT and ACT classes beginning in June. And as we wind up the action here today at Leslie Field in this first of 2 Class B state semifinals, Jim, your final thoughts on today's semifinal match and what you look forward to from Westwood in the championship game tomorrow morning.
Yeah, I mean, as the thing seeded out, Westlake's kind of the interloper into the Final Four, coming in with the lower seed, but they did beat some quality people to get here, and Westwood came out and handled them handily and took care of business and earned, showed why they earned that number 1 seed, and like I said, you get to peek at the cards, you get to see the game following, and you're set up and ready to roll, but that Westwood came out and took care of business the way they should have, earning that number 1 seed.
And indeed, the number 1 seed is in the Class B state championship game tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. And folks, we will have that game for you live right here on Game On Sports Network. Pre-game will start at 9:55 a.m. tomorrow morning here on Game On Sports Network as you watch here on YouTube and all social media platforms. But for now, it's Round Rock Westwood with a date in the state championship game. The number 1 seed is in, but will they play number 3 or number 4? We'll find that out next in our second of 2 state semifinals in Class B. The nightcap here at Leslie Field coming up at the bottom of the hour at 2:30 as the TMI Episcopal Panthers will play the Lucas Lovejoy Leopards. And the winner of that game will face off against the Westwood Warriors tomorrow morning in the championship. Well, as we wrap up today, we'd like to take a moment to thank all of the people who brought you today's game right here on Game On Sports. The executive producer of Game On Sports is Fred Garner. Game On Sports Operations Manager is Trevor Von Dam. Today's match was produced and directed by Tim Polster. The sights and sounds of today's broadcast were brought to you by our outstanding camera crew, Chris Reniger, Daniel Rodriguez, and Vonnie. Also a special thanks to our support crew back at the home office, Lisa Carrillo, Mallory Green, and Sarah Beasley. Folks, today's Texas High School Lacrosse League Class B state semifinal is a copyrighted production of Game On Sports Network and the Texas High School Lacrosse League. Copyright 2023, all rights reserved. Any rebroadcast, reproduction, or other use of the pictures and accounts of this broadcast without the express consent of Game On Sports Network and the Texas High School Lacrosse League is strictly prohibited. Well, that wraps it up for us this afternoon from Leslie Field here in Coppell. Folks, we thank you for spending some of your Saturday with us, and we look forward to seeing you for our next broadcast of the Texas High School Lacrosse League right here on Game On Sports. So on behalf of my broadcast partner Jim Dixon and our entire Game On Sports production crew, this is Brian Shackelford, thanking you for joining us this afternoon and for your continued support of the Texas High School Lacrosse League. Your final score again in today's Class B state semifinal: Westwood Warriors 16, Westlake B Chaparrals 4. And congratulations to our Class B finalists, the Round Rock Westwood Warriors. Until next time, we wish you good afternoon and God bless from Coppell, Texas.